I'm Julia.
Hi, I'm Elsa, and welcome to Scotland Safe Plan number 4.
Welcome to the first episode of what is the Scotland Safe Plan number 4.
We've been planning this trip for about a year now. We met about a year and a couple months ago when we were on a study abroad trip, and we both just love traveling, so we decided to do this.
So I'm just gonna go through a little introduction of myself. I'm gonna be graduating high school on January 21st and leaving 3 days after. I've taken a bunch of college classes to be able to graduate early. I've been working since I was a freshman in high school. I didn't know at the time that this is what I would be doing it all for, but I think it's definitely paid off.
I'm currently on a gap year, so I graduated high school in 2022, obviously, and I plan on going to college next year, but I just wanted to travel beforehand, before I got the chance. This is a YouTube channel to kind of document me and Julia's 7-month trip across Europe, starting in Romania and ending in Greece.
Both Elsa and I are going to be flying into Reykjavik, I think, about 15 minutes apart at 6 in the morning. And we're there for 1 day. So it's going to start abruptly.
We've gone through about 4 itineraries so far. The itineraries obviously have changed, so that's why it's Scotland Safe Plan number 4, because that's the name of our really long Google Doc. We had a lot of plans. At first we were gonna go to New Zealand, then Japan, then spend 3 months in Andorra, which is the tiniest country ever, and we would have gone crazy, I think. And then we finally ended up with this plan because it just worked out best for us. It's taken hours and hours of planning, honestly. And when people look at our itinerary, they do think we're a bit insane. We're spending a lot of time in Eastern Europe during the winter, which obviously Eastern Europe during the winter is going to be absolutely freezing. But honestly, I just think that this entire trip will just be a great experience for us, and people who hate are just jealous at some point. I know you guys wish you could be going to Europe for 6 months, but you can't,
So the Schengen area is an area comprising of 26 European countries. That's essentially a passport-free zone once you're in Schengen territory. Those are most of the countries you envision when you envision going to Europe for an extended period of time. So it's obviously got your Paris and Barcelona and Amsterdam. But what it doesn't have is Montenegro, Romania, anywhere in the UK, Ireland, Croatia. So there are a bunch of ways we've figured out how to work around it. Through each of these hoops we've had to jump through, there's basically been a whole new itinerary. And the itinerary that we have landed on has been the Scotland Safe Plan.
So the point of this channel is to really just be able to show people how traveling can be accessible. We're two broke people, and all I see when I look up backpacking videos are these people who are either millennials in their mid-30s that are yeah, you can backpack around Europe, and they do the most boring stuff. You guys seem boring. That's something honest. Sometimes I just don't care about seeing monuments, and that's my truth. Literally, I could care less about seeing so many structures, mostly because I don't know history. And I get that they have historical significance, and I'm not taking that away from them. But sometimes I look at a building and I'm like, that's just a building. Also, I found that people are just they just don't actually show what it's like, or they just show obviously people show highlight reels, and obviously we'll probably do that too. But at the same time, I haven't found one good video what it's actually like to live in a hostel, especially living in hostels repeatedly. And I've watched so many videos about what to bring and everything, and some of them, their information is just not great at all. And I just feel we can do better. We're better than everybody else, and we can do that. Overall, helping make travel cheap and also fun.
A reason to watch this channel is because not only will you see these really cool places that you've heard of, but you'll see the places that you haven't heard of and be able to see through a real lens. Like, this isn't a documentary on Netflix where it's people staying in 5-star hotels. We're gonna be staying in $10 a night hostels for most of it. Bringing a 170-liter backpack, and that is what I've got. I definitely want to be able to give a perspective onto the actual lives of people in these places. I want to be able to interview people, have other people from these countries be on the channel, share things about themselves, know what kind of music people are listening to. I don't want this to just be showing that we went to the Eiffel Tower.
I think one of our main goals during this trip is to basically like meet people. That's why we're staying in hostels. We were originally staying in Airbnbs the entire time. We kind of found that, number one, it was expensive, and number two, we weren't going to be able to meet people as much, and that's what we really want to do on this trip. We want to meet people. Honestly, I just want to like brag and say I have friends all over the world. Like, I want my Snap Maps filled. So we have a couple of people visiting us on our trip. We took that into consideration and stuff like that.
I'm just gonna go over a couple highlights that I'm personally looking forward to that you'll obviously be able to watch on this channel, just so you get a little bit of an idea of what we'll be doing and some things to be excited for. So, if you haven't noticed, Greta has been in the background of this video because we're going to Stockholm, which, if you don't know, which you definitely should, is where Greta does her Fridays for the Future protests every day at the Swedish Parliament, and we based the whole trip around being in Stockholm on a Friday, just because we really want to see Greta, and that will certainly be the highlight of the whole trip if I see her, and if we don't see her that Friday, we're coming back. So, I'm also really looking forward to 8 weeks in Croatia. I think Croatia is one of the countries I'm most excited to see. We'll be there for pretty much all of July. And then I'm really excited to see the tulips bloom in Holland in the spring. And of course, I'm excited to go to Zermatt in Switzerland. It's one of the few places I've been already on this trip, and it's the best place I've ever been. If you have any questions, just leave them below, and I might make another video answering them if people have questions about anything. That's about all I have to say for now, and thanks so much for watching.
This is Scotland Safe Plan number 4, and we are going to be showing you around about 34 different countries and our experience traveling. So if you guys want to see a whole bunch of travel and pretty places and hostel horror stories and everything of that sorts, then stick around, like and subscribe, and turn on our post notifications. I literally still don't know how to say it. I say it different every time. I think it's Edinburgh. Anyways, I literally cannot, like, I couldn't tell you. Like, I just say it different. I say all 3 of them every single time.
It's actually very hot right now. The jacket's just for the aesthetic.